Welcome to Be a Baller, where we're building a lifelong legacy for our families, communities, and the world. Your host, Coach Tim Brown, is excited for you to join him on this journey. On each episode, we'll be talking about how to be intentional about building a lasting legacy. We'll be exploring what it means to leave a mark that goes beyond just our lives, but has a positive impact on those around us and even generations to come. So, if you're looking for inspiration, guidance, and practical tips on how to build a lasting legacy that makes a difference, then you're in the right place. So grab your earbuds, get comfortable, and let's dive in. It's time to be a baller.
Our next guest is a producer, a singer, a songwriter, but most of all, he is the founder of the Heart of Job Foundation. Just a little bit about him. The Heart of Job Foundation was created by Job Clarkson in 2017. As a singer, songwriter, and producer, Job has worked in the music industry for over 10 years. In 2013, Job established his record label, Black Box Entertainment, and later created his production company, Music Evolved. He's worked in all facets of the business, working his way up over the course of his illustrious career. Job's art has taken him in many places, most notably his collaborations with Ludacris, T.I., Rick Ross, and Grammy winner Looney Tunes. He's here to share his story and share everything about the Heart of Job Foundation. So I want you all to give a warm welcome to Mr. Job Clarkson.
Man, it ain't cold. It was freezing a week ago. How y'all doing today? All right, that's what I'm talking about. I had to figure out the hardest thing I think today was how to be able to get to know y'all and let y'all know who I am at the same time. So I came up with something that's called a challenge. Anybody ever heard of 7 mindsets? No. 7 mindsets to success. Anybody ever heard of it? No? All right, so y'all got these, every table has a card on it with lines. It say BAB on it. Right there. You see that one right there? Can you hold it up? Everybody got one of those? Everybody got one of those on the table? So I need one person from the table to write down what I'm about to tell you. Since y'all know what it is, this is the most important thing. This is what got me to where I am. All right? First one is everything is possible. Everything is possible. And that means believe in yourself and dream big. The second one is passion first. Passion first. Find what you love and pursue it. Let that lead your life. Don't let the money lead your life. All right? Passion first. Third one is we are connected. Everybody is connected. All right? 6 degrees is more like 3. All right? We are connected. 100% accountable. 100% accountable. That is, take ownership of your actions and your future. 100%. We ain't talking 90, we ain't talking 99, we ain't talking 95. Attitude of gratitude. Focus on the positives and be very, very thankful. That was a good prayer you said thanks about 10 times. That's what we need to talk about right there. All right? The next one is live to give. Live to give. Help others and make a difference. It'll always come back around. And the last one, which is the most important, is time is now. Right now. Act of urgency and make every minute count. Mine went from an hour, actually went from a day to an hour to a minute. And now I'm trying to make every second count of my life. Because I done lived through some of the good times. All right. Everybody got those all down at the table? Yeah? Got them, brother? Which one? You're going to have to speak loud. 3? All right, what's the third? There we go. See how that works? That's how connected we are right there. Here we go. We ask the next round. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get to learn y'all, and y'all don't get to like me at the same time. And I'm going to tell my story through that. So, we're going to go to every table, right? I want one person at each table to pick one of those. I'm going to tell you something about me, and I want you to tell me something about you. All right? Is that good? Can we play that game? Can we do that challenge today? Huh? All right. All right, let's do it. We're going to start right here at this first table right here. Well, matter of fact, yeah, we'll start right here. We'll start right here. Just one of them. Yes, thank you. Say your name first, too, right?
Hello, everybody. I'm Samaya.
Pick one of those challenges and say how that's important to you.
Time is now.
Why is that important to you?
Because we're running out of time.
All right. I like that. I want to say that's important to me because time, I let things go past me, right? One time I was invited to a studio. I didn't make it to the studio because I thought I had something going on that was more important. To be honest, I have my child to take care of, right? And I'm like, oh man, I can wait. I gotta take care of my kid. And come to find out, that was the first time I wasn't able to go to a studio with T.I., right? And it was to myself, it was like, dang, I ain't taking time to go do what I needed to do right now, because guess what that time could have did? Change the rest of my life, right? It took me 5 years again before I met him the next time to change my life, right? So I encourage everybody to take the time right now. Every day is going to count, every second is going to count, and if you do it like that, then you're going to be able to make the most out of it, all right? Next.
Also, I chose everything is possible.
Everything is possible, and why is that important to you?
The reason why I chose everything is possible is because, like, I'm a high school student. I'm going to be honest. A lot of people told me that the brand soap was not going to be successful, and yet every day I tend to prove people wrong. And I, told every time by, giving God glory, God will make sure that, like, I'm straight, and also, like, living my life for others, making sure that I have a giving, like, heart, and making sure that I'm giving back to my community.
Gotcha. That's it. All right. All right. So, why everything is possible to me, and something that I lived through is, I got a felony when I was 18 years old. Actually, I got two of them. Because I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. It took me 30 years. 30 years. But I finally got my passport. And I was able to travel overseas. And the reason why that was important to me is because it told me that I never was going to be able to do it. So I grew up my whole life thinking not even try to apply for it because I couldn't get there. All right? So don't ever let somebody tell you that you can't. The other thing is, I teach now. I'm a teacher. I teach. I get up every day and I go to teach at schools every day. And they told me that if I didn't go to school for being able to teach, or if I didn't go through all these pathways, then I wouldn't be able to teach and give back to my community. I get up every day and I do that. So,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Y'all ready next?
My name's Trayvon, and I'll pick number 2, passion first.
Why is it important to you?
You just gotta have a passion for what you want to do in life.
All right, so instead of me saying something about myself, I'm gonna tell you why you should use passion first, right? If you try to chase chase the money, right? If you go after the money and you try to make the money what it is to take care of your life, or you got people that you want to do something for, or you got things that you want to do in your life, you won't get to that point, and then guess what? You're still not going to be happy at what it is that you're doing. I know a lot of people that go and take these jobs, they're doing all these things that they don't really want to do, and they ain't never been there. I mean, they get there and then they sit there and want more. You know what I'm saying? And so, for me, it is, if you lead with the passion is going to bring the money to you. Some people chase the money and then they ain't got the passion with it, so then when they get to it, it don't mean as much as it's supposed to. You can always find something that's you're passionate about, and then you can find something to be able to make that out of. And an example of that is, I'm in music and entertainment, right? And film. There is music, film, and entertainment in everything that we do, right? And so if I just were to chase to be able to be a doctor or something like that, then I wouldn't like that. You know what I mean? I'm going to get to the money, but that's not something I want to do. Actually, is there any doctors in here? Right, okay. Right? Every doctor I talk to say they wish they chose something else. Because it's a lot of work, there's a lot of time into it, they don't get a lot of time to enjoy life, you feel what I'm saying? So I would just say, use your passion first, pursue something that's gonna make you happy, and then you can get the money that come with that, you know what I'm saying? All right, next.
So we're 100% accountable.
It's a good one. Why is that important to you?
That is important to me because growing up I realized the biggest part of solving a problem is identifying the problem. And with that being said, sometimes you gotta know where you went wrong and what you did wrong to be able to fix it. And that is why you 100% gotta take accountable before you move forward with everything else.
That's it. Who else believe that? The thing that I had to do when I had to understand what 100% accountability was, right? Everybody, when I got in trouble, right? All my friends like, oh man, we go see this judge, we go see this judge. You gotta be able to try and get a slick way to get out of it and do all these different things. I mean, you're gonna see you in jail for a long time and all this. I didn't have a lot to tell. I went in and the first thing I said was, you know what? You know, a lot of people be like, man, I'm not guilty, I'm not guilty, I'm not guilty, I'm not guilty, right? And then they get found guilty later because they actually did do it. I just went in and said I was guilty. And he said, you know what, for your honesty, I'm gonna give you a chance, I'm gonna put you on probation. Right? That was a change in my life because if I would have been on probation and I would have actually went to trial, I would have got 20 years. Which means my whole life would be different than it is right now, right? And so that was an early lesson I got of being 100% accountable. Also being humble in my life to be able to say, you know what? Hey, I did something wrong. It is what it is. My fault, my bad. I'm able to go to the next thing. All right? Next.
When I chose attitudes of gratitude because I believe it's a positive behavior.
And what else? You believe what? I'm sorry.
It's a positive behavior to have.
It's positive to be able to have to be thankful, right? All right, so when it comes to being, who else are here thankful for waking up today? Y'all want to know what I say to myself? I was raised in foster care and children's services from 3 years old all the way till I was 18. I had to age out, right? Then it was out. I had no programs, no nothing, right? And my mom still is dealing with addiction today. So just because you deal with it right now, or if anybody know anybody who's dealing with it, don't mean you're ever gonna get over it, right? You just gotta learn how to deal with it, right? But what I will say is I had some friends that they didn't go through what I went through when I was younger, right? But a lot of them is in prison and dead right now. So I'm thankful that my mom took me through what she took me through because it made me stronger. So I wake up every day instead of me being upset at her and trying to, you know what I mean, do something to make her feel like she ain't right or she never did nothing right. I wake up every day and I tell her I'm thankful for her and making me who I am because I'm standing here today. So. All right. You definitely can't get that back. There's a couple things that I definitely didn't take forward that I was supposed to, right? All right, so one of them is I was a YouTube partner early in my life. Anybody was my older homies, right? Who was around when YouTube came out? Right? Like we just thought it was whatever, right? We didn't take no, I was like, man, there should be a YouTube partner and all this. Man, I never even used it, man. I said, there's nothing I wasn't gonna learn on, man. I got 2 friends that chose to do, teach music on YouTube. Man, they making $50,000 a month off of YouTube. And I just chose not to do it. I did it later. I make money off of it now, but it ain't $50,000 a month. Because they came in as a YouTube partner early, and they got royalties and stuff that every time it plays, the advertiser into it, they make money off of it every time. And they got probably hundreds and hundreds of videos, and I don't got that many videos. So that's just a story for me. Going to y'all. Next, right here.
A little bit, if he was cool with that, I put instead of time is now, I said living it now, you feel me? So cause I don't like to look on my past or my failure, you know, I like to come back off of that, you know what I'm saying? grind a little bit, you know?
Yeah. No, that's gonna be one important thing. We say live in now, right?
Yeah, living it now.
Living it right now. Forget about yesterday.
Basically,
yeah.
But not all the way, but like use that as a motivation to push yourself for the next time that you do it.
I like, who else believe that? Who else believe that? That's good, right? That's really good to do because somebody can wrong you today, right? They can wrong you today, they can do something wrong to you today, and then tomorrow you can be upset about it, and the next day you can be upset about it, and it's bothering you when technically it happened yesterday. And if you leave it at yesterday, then it stays at yesterday, and it's not gonna bother you the next day for real. You know what I mean? If it ain't hurt you or harm you or, take that, somebody take words, and this is what's happening right now. This is why the streets out here is messed up right now, right? Is somebody did something wrong to you yesterday, it was yesterday. It was over with. Yeah, I'm gonna hold it until tomorrow or next week, and then y'all get into it, and then now we got all these problems just because you couldn't let something go for the next day. So I look at that as that. I definitely had to learn that over time. I ain't saying that that's something that's easy to do, but what happens is somebody's like, I was at the school teaching yesterday, and the little guy was like, well, he called me this. And I said, well, it was 10 minutes ago. Does it matter if it was 10 minutes ago? You know what I mean? So I like that. My next line, either one, yeah, that's fine.
Hello, my name is Lakaya, and I'm from Ghana, Lincoln. And I say everything is possible. Everything is possible because suffering doesn't have to be the end. Suffering can be your beginning. Oftentimes, you have to look at where you've been and where you come from. Like sometimes you just have to be grateful for where you are and the situation you came through. At any moment, you can change your life around. You can choose that you want better and strive for it.
And that's a good one. I like how you brought that up, right? And so I never seen a picture of my father. I never knew, who my father was growing up, right? I never even heard his voice at all, right? So I had to go through this in life and be able to say, man, I'm never gonna know what it's like to have a father, right? And now I got a son, and I get a chance to learn how to be a father and what a father is from being with my son. So I look at that as, everything is possible because I had all girls until I had my son, which is, so everything can always come around just how you look at it, you know what I'm saying? And what you make of it. So your suffering could be early, which is what you just said, right? And then later on, you could be able to make the best out of what's going on. So, yeah. Right? So I started running the foundation because somebody seen that I was doing a little bit of stuff for kids, and they was like, oh man, you need to make a foundation out of it. They actually took me to make my foundation. And I was just telling somebody this. When I done music and, film and all that, like I met a lot of people, I've done a lot of things. But when I started doing my nonprofit, it took me farther than I ever been with anybody else, right? I'm sitting with Jamie Foxx. I'm sitting with Stevie Wonder. I'm sitting with princes from Africa. I'm sitting with billionaires. I'm sitting with Rick Ross. I'm sitting with these people because they care about the foundation they're giving to others. I never thought that I would get farther in life than I was in there. And the second thing is, I'm now making just as much money as I was when I was making music. And so this is something that I never really did it for that, but I found out that this is what it is. So I'm with that. All right, one more. Make it a good one.
Story. I go to Southside. I didn't choose We Are Connected. I just heard that. But I feel like we connected because everything we do somehow kind of connects to each other. Like for instance, at school we got We Can. That's low key connected to every school. Every school has a We Can. I know I can. Like Midlands, I know I can. Just came to learn from. Or I know I can. Like we just all connected somehow.
There it is, right? So, all right. So my thing for We Are Connected is, how many Ohio State fans I got here?
Woo!
Oh wait. All right, now I know, right? So that's how we connected. You would be surprised at how many Ohio State fans is all over the world, right? I go to Los Angeles, I moved to Los Angeles without knowing nobody. I drove from here to Los Angeles. I landed with $400 in my pocket. $400. In Los Angeles, $400 will get you 30 days on somebody's couch. Just letting y'all know. $400 to sleep on somebody's couch for 30 days. And guess what they're doing after them 30 days? Hey, what you about to do? Because I got somebody else on this couch. Right? So I get there. What happened is it was around Ohio State. It was Ohio State when they won the championship, right? The last time they won the championship. It's a bar in a pub, right? It's like a pub, sports bar, or whatever. That they had the Ohio State game. The owner was an Ohio State fan, right? He actually graduated from Ohio State. He was an Ohio State fan. So I go there, and it's as many people as it is in here right now. It was this many people, Ohio State fans, right? One of them worked for an advertising marketing company. I go in there and I started talking to them about what was going on, just to come to find out they was an Ohio State alumni, right? And I told them they wasn't from Columbus, though, right? So one thing about a lot of people that go to Ohio State, a lot of them ain't from Columbus. So I got to tell them about me being born on Ohio State campus, and the conversation went so far that they ended up knowing somebody that I knew that went to Ohio State. They gave me a job, and I started getting paid $5,000 a month from that one conversation, right? And that was what started me. If I never had got that job, guess what happened after that $400? I was going to be outside in the street. And that literally was like the day before I had to be there. So I was able to go home and tell the guy, man, give me another 30 days, but give me 2 weeks to pay. He gave me them 2 weeks, and so that's all how God also always worked in my life, right? So I appreciate everybody for opening up, speaking about, yourselves, and I want y'all to know those 7 key mindsets. If you use those mindsets and continue to get them every day and embed them in your brain, that I guarantee you, the next time I see you or you'll see me later, 15 years down the road, I guarantee to change your life for the rest of your life. All right? Anybody else got any questions? I'm out of here. I don't know my time. Thank y'all so much.
If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with family and friends. The Be a Baller podcast is available on all major podcast platforms. This podcast was created by Coach Tim Brown and recorded and edited by the video production class of Worthington Christian High School. Be sure to come back next week as we continue to discuss on how to build a lifelong legacy. Until then, don't forget to be a baller.